Hello and welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Hockey, and with us head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Rob. Thank you.
Last week we talked to you and you had one exhibition game under your belt. Since then, you've got an exhibition win after that, along with a big win over Colgate in the season opener.
Yeah, it was, for the first week of action, we were pretty busy. We had to tie with Waterloo 2-2, University of Waterloo, and then we beat the U.S. development team on Tuesday night, 5-0, and that was a big win for our team. The development team subsequently had turned around and beat Holy Cross 4-2. They lost a tight one, I think, 4-2 to Notre Dame, and a tight one to Northern 4-3. So I felt pretty good about the 5-0 win against the development program. And then the first game that counts towards our regular season record was against Colgate on Thursday. So we played Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. I think through those three games, we learned a lot, we grew a lot. We're going to have to continue to do so, but as at least the coaching staff now, we have a better feel for what we have on this team, and some areas that we're going to need to work on.
For the guys on the team, the players, how exciting was that to jump right back into play and have that many games in that short of a span?
I think they really liked it. The fact that we have 5 freshman defensemen, we played 4 on pretty much each of the 3 games. It was really good. It was a great way for them to get their collegiate career started. And it was obviously nice starting Thursday night with a win, a 3-1 win over again. Really a hard-fought game. You're going to see on the highlights here in a little bit that for a game that really only had a 2-1 game with an empty netter, there was a lot of chances for both teams. Goaltenders were excellent on the whole, all in all.
This is a Colgate team that obviously has had a lot of success, like you guys have. Played them in the NCAA tournament not too long ago.
Yeah, the last time we faced them, we beat them 1-0, I think it was, in the NCAA tournament. It was the 4th time that year, though, we had played Colgate. We had played them in a 2-game series. We had lost to them at a holiday tournament. So we're very familiar with each other. Even though the players really aren't very familiar with each other, we are familiar. The coaching staff, their coach has been there for 20-some years. I've been here 28. We've played each other a lot, so we knew the styles each team would play.
They got off to the early starters. They got that goal, but we'll see you guys come back here in this first period. You had some opportunities, and then Lucas Fenner with a big goal for you.
Yeah, that was a very fortuitous bounce. He took a shot, so it's never a bad play to put it on net. It deflected off number 24 for them, deflected off their leg and beat the goaltender. From the bench, I didn't realize it deflected. I just thought the goalie missed it. It was a bad play. But you can see a great individual effort by their player number 9, cut in on goal, and it was a great stop by Roni in net. Roni Selman-Kangas, our goalie, had an excellent night.
Obviously, here going into the second period, tied 1-1, and back and forth here in this middle period of action.
Yeah, it was, and lots of opportunities both directions. You can see we came out of the pile with the puck here, but there was some really good chances. Here's one that Hunter Wentz sets up. We get a good opportunity, a good look on net. One of the complaints I had after the game, though, was the number of times we had chances and we shot wide, though, and you can be your own worst enemy. Obviously, you're not going to score when you shoot wide, but a lot of times it clears the zone. You lose possession, so something we're going to emphasize this week, make sure we're hitting the net.
Got to like to play your specialty teams, 1 for 2 on the power play, and you're able to hold Colgate to an 0 for 6 showing.
Yeah, it was the penalty kill. I don't know that we've given up a goal yet on the penalty kill through the 2 exhibitions and the first non-conference contest here. So you know what? You looked at probably the most important penalty killer you have, and that's your goaltender. Now, what I don't like is the fact that at the end of the night they had 6 power plays to our 2. We've got to change that, and I think 6 is about 3 more than we want to give up, and 2 is nowhere near enough. Here's the game-winning goal by Matt Rutkowski. It was a turnover by them in the neutral zone. A great individual effort, kind of play you want to see a senior make to start the year, leading us to the victory.
Going down here in the stretch, obviously they had some chances, and we'll see you guys eventually get the empty net goal. Talk about the play maybe in the final 7 or 8 minutes of the contest.
Yeah, you know what? I think that chance right there might have been the only chance we gave up in the last minute once we got the lead. So I was so proud of the way. That's the sign of a good team when you got a lead. There was no panic. Colgate, they tried to have a pushback on us, but our guys did a great job. So I thought our defense, the last 10 minutes of that game was exceptional. And I felt the same thing against the development team. We got out to a 5-0 lead. I would say the last period and a half of that game, they may not have had a grade A chance on our net. And that, that's a sign of a team that's pretty well locked in. Now, it's going to get tougher. We've got 2 this weekend against Miami, and that's going to be a heck of a series. But for the start, I'm very happy with where we're at.
How important is it to get off to a good start like that, obviously, and building some momentum towards the season?
Rob, that's a great question, because coming off of last year, it was a down season for us. We haven't had one like that in years, and it's depressing when you have to sit all summer on it. Now, I'll say this, though, things, you can look back, and I thank our seniors a year ago for this, but our last game of the year we won, we beat Lake State in a game that meant nothing to us and meant everything to them, and I thought that was the first building block towards this season, so I want to thank the outgoing seniors for that gift a year ago. But again, confidence is a tough thing to come by, and we've got, we needed to win the first game to start developing that confidence. And we're going to stub our toe. It's a long season. When you play 35 regular season games, you're going to stub your toe along the way. But this is a pretty good team, and I like the character, and I like how we feel right now. I like the feeling around the team, the competitiveness. Got back to work today, Monday, and it was, business as usual.
Obviously, you mentioned playing Miami of Ohio this coming weekend on the road, and an old CCHA rival that you'll play for the first time here in a few years.
Wow, you're right, Rob. I didn't even think of that, but this is the first time we've played them. The nice thing is their coach, Chris Bergeron, was the coach of Bowling Green up until this season, and we're very familiar with Chris. I know the way he likes to play. They're going to be a highly aggressive team. They're going to apply tons of pressure on the puck. So even though we haven't seen Miami in a long time, I'll have a really good feel going into the weekend of how they're going to play. That should help us with our practice prep.
What's the important part here for maybe some of those younger guys going on the road for the first time, those freshmen in their college careers?
Well, I think the biggest difference is no longer when we go on the road, when they're youth hockey, as they're moving up through the different age groups, when it's a road trip, the parents are there, and it's a lot of times it's like a family vacation type situation. Well, that's not the case in college athletics. We're going there, it's business. We're not setting up a family reunion for them to visit with people. While we don't mind them hanging out in the lobby and saying hello to mom and dad if they're there, that's great. But now's the time that these are business trips for us, and that's the key. If they can learn that culture, and it is learned, they don't know any better, but it's important they realize that this is a business now.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the win, and best of luck as you take on Miami this weekend.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.